And the game of the year is Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year in 2023. But let me tell you something. In that same year, another great tabletop game was released. Let me introduce you to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Or Rogue Trader, to keep it simple. You start out as the heir to the Von Balanicious dynasty, a lineage of rogue traders, given the authority by the God Emperor himself, that allows you to explore, trade, and wage war within the expanse. With your ship and your trusty crew, you set off on an adventure of life and death, trying to maintain order in your territories from both internal and external forces. To keep it simple, you're a new ruler taking control of your newly acquired crew on the ship and the different territories under your predecessor's rule. And like any civilization under new management, they're bound to have quite a few upstarts trying to limit test you. Hopefully, I still have your attention. Now, let's get into the 5 things Rogue Trader does better than Baldur's Gate 3. Bloop. First up is number 5. Rogue Trader is the first game, while Baldur's Gate 3 is the third game in its series. And we all know first is better than third. So, that's already a checkmate if you ask me. Let's continue. Combat. If you're expecting for me to say that Rogue Trader's combat is better, then you're wrong. I actually believe that Baldur's Gate 3 combat is better because it's more dynamic with both vertical and horizontal combat. So you may be thinking, then why are you bringing up combat? Well, that's because there are 2 types of combat in Rogue Trader. There is a standard tabletop turn-based combat similar to Baldur's Gate 3. However, there is another type of combat in Rogue Trader, and that is the space combat. One of the coolest features in Rogue Trader. You're not just a captain sitting pretty. You're commanding a massive void ship in real-time tactical battles. In space combat, you're managing your ship's position, firing arcs, energy levels, and crew abilities, all while exchanging broadsides with enemy vessels. It's like naval combat in space, but with the iconic Warhammer atmosphere. Next up is the exploration in Rogue Trader, which is one of the most unexpected aspects of this game. Initially, I thought I would be wailing around the ship and exploring the many mysteries and history of the vessel. But then, I got introduced to the planets ran and controlled by my predecessor. And to be honest with you, each time I landed on a planet, there was an attempt on my life. Why? I don't know. I thought I was a pretty chill guy. No one knows me, but I guess everyone wants to kill me. But I digress. In addition to exploring discovered planets, there are also planets that are dead, abandoned, and even colonies of people long forgotten. As a rogue trader, you and your crew are just charting entire sectors of the galaxy, deciding which star systems to visit, landing on strange worlds, abandoned vessels, or chaos-invested moons. Each location is handcrafted with branching paths, moral dilemmas, hidden lore, and dangerous encounters, all while you're searching for resources for your colonies. And the warp. One of the most frustrating gameplay mechanics. The warp is how you fast travel in Warhammer, but it's basically hyperspace mixed with demonic nightmare fuel. It's terrifying because if anything goes wrong, your ship could end up like a haunted house in space. And trust me when I say this, things always goes wrong when the warp is involved. Second is the decision making in Rogue Trader. It isn't just pick nice or mean. Your choices can reshape entire planets, wipe out populations, or corrupt your soul. You're a noble with almost unchecked power, and every dialogue choice, faction alliance, or moral compromise affects your reputation, your crew's loyalty, and the faith of whole systems. So, if you want to ally with a chaos cult to fight off Xenos, You can want to purge an entire planet to maintain order? Also an option. This isn't just branching dialogue, it's full-scale narrative with consequences. And so far in my first playthrough, I've been too scared to commit to making enemies with anyone. I want to be friends with everyone, though the game does force you to make some harsh decisions that you don't want to. Sometimes you may have to go against members of your crew that don't share the same ideals as you. And finally, the last thing that Rogue Trader does better than Baldur's Gate 3 is colony management! Wait, huh? Colony management is number 1? Yeah, the list is okay. On a serious note, colony management is number 1. And in typical Rogue Trader fashion, it isn't as simple as managing colonies. You have to remember, you're operating on an imperial scale. You're not a mercenary, you're a power broker, a void ship captain, and a ruler of worlds. As you explore the Chronos Expanse, you'll discover entire star systems, claim planets, and build your own trade empire. You can govern colonies, assign leaders, manage resources, and decide whether a world becomes a beacon of stability or a war-torn nightmare. Each colony has its own unfolding story, a chronicle that significantly impacts the colony's development and offers special rewards. There are unique events that can occur in colonies, which will either offer bonuses or demand the Rogue Trader's direct intervention in order to deal with the threats facing the populace. Those are the few things I believe Rogue Trader does better than Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know if you agree or disagree on this, or even if you actually played Rogue Trader and/or Baldur's Gate 3. P.S. Playing Rogue Trader has reminded me that being a leader is 40% dealing with people's problems, 30% surviving assassination attempts by the crew working on your ship, and the remaining percentages is spending your me time destroying random civilizations. PSS. In conclusion, I started playing Rogue Trader recently and I felt it was necessary to recruit as much people as possible to suffer with me. Thank you for watching.